Well. Good evening, John.
Hello again. Surprising meeting you here so soon.
Oh my god, I feel like I haven't actually left this studio all day, John.
Tell me about it. Oh, I do feel as if I've left because I actually did some proper things today. I went for a walk.
You did?
Yeah, I went for a walk to get some fresh air.
You did?
In my head after listening to the sock puppet known as the Piffle.
Yes.
And then I went to the cinema this afternoon with my son.
Oh, was it fun? Did you enjoy it?
It was
an experience?
It was an experience. There was a couple of things that put me off.
Right.
One, there was two chaps coming and sat quite near us. We had to move because they were really smelly.
Okay.
So I just moved because the cinema was quite quiet and it's well spaced. So I got away from them.
Okay.
And the movie wasn't the best.
Well, we're going to do a proper review of it over on Liberty Media Channel.
I'm not going to say anything else, but I'm just saying, in my view, it wasn't the best.
So I was intending to go to the cinema today, and then that twat decided to resign.
Yes, I know. Because you were going to be there first thing, basically. Yeah,
we were booked to go in at 11, but then the twat decided to resign, and we thought, well, that's a bit more important.
Yeah. Sean said he wants to join us if we review it because he doesn't want it to be all negative.
I haven't seen the flick yet.
I know.
So it might not.
I said, don't worry about it. Ben likes that kind of nonsense.
Well, I do like a bit of escapism, John. What else?
Don't we all?
But what else can you do to get away from this absolute shite of a world at the moment?
Well, I watched Dogma the other day.
Such a good film.
Yeah, I mean, I got prompted into it because I was making the thumbnail, or you were making the thumbnail of my behest for Science.
Yes.
And I suggested using the Buddy Christ.
The Buddy Christ.
And then I thought, I'm going to watch that again. I haven't seen that for ages.
I mean, rest in peace, George Carlin, one of the greats.
Yeah, he was good. But it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Shalini told me to go watch the new Top Gun. It's fucking brilliant, but we're not doing a review on that.
Well, it's in our potential list, so we actually should go and see it at some point.
Yeah, we probably should.
It's hard to get the time because we're spending all our time on Dutch farmers.
Oh my god, Dutch farmers, right? Dutch farmers are making us TikTok famous, John.
Yeah, and they're actually not doing bad on YouTube either, right?
So between the 3 Dutch farmers videos that are still up on TikTok, we've now been viewed 130,000 times in 3 days, John.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it sounds good, but my TikTok numbers, those are actually quite small, aren't they?
Well, for the fact that we were an account with 28 followers 3 days ago, and now we're about to cross 1,000.
Yeah, and we can get monetized soon on TikTok, believe it or not.
I hope so. We've just been offered the live capabilities just to mobile, so I have been doing some researching and see if we can get with the show onto it. We have to apply for an RTMP key and they have to grant it on a case-by-case basis. I have made the application, so we shall see.
No chance once they see our Winnie posts.
Yeah, that's true. DW says, take that CCP money, baby.
Yeah, well, I'll take as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'm not precious about where it comes from.
No, at this particular point in time, the amount of time we are spending on this show. Not just this show, but the videos and the second channel. We don't leave our studios.
You know, at this point in time, I wouldn't even be turning away Hunter Biden.
No. Hunter, I'll also take a laptop, you know, not just the money, give me a laptop.
Yeah, give us a laptop, Hunter. Some camera gear.
Shalini, I must apologise. I did not see the articles you posted in my Telegram because I've just been so busy today. I don't know if you've seen, but I've released a video about the Dutch farmers. It's my 4th one.
And the Georgia Guidestones.
The Georgia Guidestones.
Anyway, do you want to introduce the show, Ben?
Do I want to introduce it? I feel like it. Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, people of all sexes, welcome to this second edition of the live phone-in Chasing Dissent After Dark live phone-in. If you are watching on Twitch and YouTube right now, you will see in the chat a phone number, 0203 7446.
Or on BNT, it's in the chat as well.
I was really in a stride there, John.
Sorry, mate.
I just
go for it. Go for it. Come on, take two. Just pick it up. You're a professional. You can do that.
If you would like to phone in and sound off about pretty much anything you want to, be it Boris Johnson, the Georgia Guidestones, the Dutch farmers, anything that's on your mind, then please consider picking up that phone and ringing 0203 744 6776 and then keying in the meeting ID 14825129994 hash.
Or pound.
Pound, as Ring Central tells you. So yeah, you the phone line is... John, is the phone line open?
Yes, the phone lines are
open.
The
phone line is open.
Standing by, as they say. We're standing by the phones.
We're standing by the phones and we're waiting for somebody to possibly call in.
We could even give them the actual meeting.
What, just for them to
They
click?
could join in using their computer, using Ring Central. But
does anybody have Ring Central, John?
Well, it's Zoom, and it's a 2-minute download, isn't it? It's just Zoom.
I actually want to give special mention to Militant Mushroom, who's just appeared in the chat here. Good evening to you, who has now joined us on Patreon. So
thank you.
I would like to thank you for joining us on Patreon. The fact that anybody thinks we're worth a few quid a month, it really does. It feels great, and we appreciate it. We really, really do. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And
we love you.
And
we love you.
Let Militant Mushroom be an example to you all.
Right. Anyway,
whilst we're waiting for a call,
we're waiting for calls. Talk about right. Okay, I've got to say it. You've got your Dutch farmers, right?
Yeah.
But how cool do the Italian ones look?
I know, right?
First of all, they've all gone soft top.
Yep.
And they've got like huge extended bonnets. It's as if they're driving phallic symbols.
Well, we are in a heat wave, John, so...
Yeah, okay, but the Dutch ones are probably sitting in air conditioning. They're quite smart.
Yeah, that's
the
also
Italian
true.
Guys are out there frying in the sun.
Yeah.
But how else do you develop that swarthy Italian look?
Oh, yes, it's a me, a Mario.
Mario.
It's a me, a Mario. Oh dear. Yeah, no.
There was an advert on at the pictures.
Okay.
For a movie, I can't remember where it was. It seemed forgettable.
Right.
But George Clooney and Julia Roberts were in it.
George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Yeah, that's an unlikely pairing, I know. But yeah. But George Clooney's not wearing well. He looks older than me. Well, he is older than me, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, he is older than you, but...
Yeah, but he's only a year older than me. Or should I say a year and a day.
And what you're saying is with all them Hollywood... Hollywood surgeries, he's wearing bad.
I mean, his skin looks pretty wrinkled and rough. I'm quite pristine by his standards. His hair's good. I'll give him that. I mean, my hair's receding, but his hair's good. But that could be plugs. But I think he's starting to look a bit crinkly. He looks like he could do with a good iron.
Yeah, well, when I'm yours and George Clooney's age, I will still look like this, John.
Yeah, because you'll have been mummified or or placed in the cryogenic freezer.
Probably the latter. I'm not going to lie. I've already said I've said to my wife since the day we met that when I pass away, I want to be put in the freezer.
Did you say you wanted your head frozen or your whole body?
I want to be frozen, the whole lot. And I want to be donated to some sort of science that could possibly bring me back. And
you're going to call yourself Fry when you come back?
Yeah, but the wife goes, why? Why would you want to come back? And I said, because I want to be standing there when the Earth crashes into the sun.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, I know the sun will expand and engulf the Earth. Yes. Yeah,
maybe.
Yes, but I just want to be there. I want to see it.
Physics is in turmoil, though. Physics is in turmoil.
So
the whole Big Bang Theory's falling apart, Dark Matter's not being found despite all best efforts. It's in turmoil. Cosmology is wrong to the power of 10 to the 120, says Mishu Kaku. And he should know. He's a pretty eminent physicist and cosmologist.
So DW is giving me some support here in the chat, telling me I'm going to go grey. Those greys will creep in. Doesn't give me any real chance, I guess, of continuing my youthful good looks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Well, come on. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, you've got another good 20 years of baby boyish looks. I mean, you take that tash off and you look like you've just come out the womb.
I know, and that's why I've put the tash back on, John. That's why I've put it back on.
People started calling you son, didn't they?
Yeah.
Are you all right, son?
No.
Can I give you a hand there, son?
No.
Where's your car seat?
Oh,
you get halfway on the bus, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, that phone number once again, 0203 744 6776, and the meeting ID 14825129994 pound. If you would like to call in and have a laugh with us, if there's, I think we should have a little bit of a celebration, if you will, together about Boris Johnson finally meeting his end, despite the fact that we all know that what's coming down the line is going to be much worse.
It's hard to celebrate because you don't know what's. Yeah, I mean,
I
you
see.
know that it could be much worse. Is that better?
Yeah, it could be much worse. And do you know what I do see? I see a lot of people screaming for Penny Mordaunt to take his place because she's a no lockdowns woman. However, Penny Mordaunt released a book last year, right?
Yeah.
And the foreword is written by one William S. Gates.
Oh, get to. And what was the book? What was the thrust of the book about?
I don't know. I just know that the foreword was written by Gates. Put it this way. Penny Mordaunt, probably not. I'm going to say that there's nobody in the Conservative Party that's going to have the best interests of the British public, the freedom of the British public, the rights of the British public, and the cost of living of the British public at heart. They're all self-serving wankers, in my opinion. What about you, John?
Hold on, I'm just replying to a tweet on, a chat on BNT. Someone said, that's a different number to the one here on BNT, and I'm saying, doesn't matter.
They're the same number.
Including international numbers, should you
require
one.
We have many numbers that will call into the same. Will call into the same place. As long as you've got that meeting ID, which is 14825129994, either of the numbers.
Hold on. The meeting ID might be different, is it? 148. Oh no, it's the same ID.
14825129994.
As long as you have the same ID, you will get in to speak to us.
You will. You will get in to speak to us.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Imagine speaking to. I mean, I wouldn't blame them if they didn't, John.
Why is Soran going on about a Thor trailer? I've just seen the movie.
Yeah, he has. He's just in. John's just in the actual flick. You know,
well, check my name.
They can't see your name.
Oh, can they not? Oh, you've hidden my name. So
His
my name on the chat is Fat Camp Zeus.
Pincher by name, pincher by nature.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even see it when I put you in big screen because you're being covered up by Chasing Dissent Live.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, but it looks good, John. Chasing Dissent Live, it looks good on you. It does. So.
What was I going to say? Dayman30 on BNT chat says his ashes. I'm assuming he's a him. Excuse me if I've got the pronoun wrong, but you've confused me with someone who gives a shit. But anyway, my ashes are being fired into the sky in a rocket. Oh, excellent! Is it going to be a self-build rocket, Elon Musk rocket, a Jeff Bezos dick-shaped rocket, or one provided by NASA? Or even would you even outsource to China, India, or Russia? Dare I say Russia?
We give you a good price.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We give you a good price. We put our shit in rockets. We send to space.
I wonder how much. I mean, I know people do that. They do fire their ashes up into space.
I know they do. Yeah.
Costs.
Probably
Have you
not
looked
as
into the
much as you'd
cost?
think.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because they probably just stick it in something that's already going.
I don't think rockets work like that. Oh, this one's already good. We'll just add
Just
a
stick it on
bag.
there. Yeah. Oh, we got.
I don't think the price like that for rockets.
We got Steve in a box here. Send him up. Send him up.
Imagine if the rocket blows up and you get scattered literally all over the world.
So
what's this fucking dust in my car?
let's just hope.
Oh, that's Steve. That's Steve.
Let's just hope that there were no ashes on the Challenger.
Oh, standard fireworks says day 130.
Okay. Standard fireworks. As in
Yeah.
standard fireworks, as in the
As
ones,
in-
the brand.
Well, I would assume so.
The
Is
ones you
there
get
any
at the
other?
supermarkets, the ones that usually blow up before they even launch.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Perhaps. Shalini says Buzz Lightyear is going down the sewer. I'm wondering who's going to do it. Who's gonna pick up the phone first, John?
Dun, dun, dun.
020374467776 meeting ID 14825129994 £.
Or hash, if you're normal.
Yeah, all hash. Good evening, Dale. I can see you there in the chat. I hope you
remember-
are well.
I remember in the early days of SIP telephony, which I was kind of involved in. But I remember in the early days listening to Microsoft recorded messages telling me to hit pound, and I'm looking at the thing going, "What the fuck's a pound? There's no pound key on a telephone." And it's going pound, and I'm going pound the fucking pound what? I'm going to start pounding keys randomly. Yeah, so I didn't realise that.
So
the
that
Americans
was
called pound the
John.
hash.
That was John there showing his age. Yes,
But
indeed.
remember, I have used an acoustic coupler and a 2400 baud modem. In fact, I think I used a 300 baud with the acoustic coupler.
It's just
That
going.
means nothing to you.
I was going to say what
It
he's saying
means
is
nothing to you.
going over. Sorearm says acoustic modem for the win.
No, it's akin to remember loading games on your Amstrad CPC 464 with the cassette. Oh my god! Or even worse, when you had a computer and you didn't have a cassette that would load games, and you had to type in the games from magazines, and you got something wrong halfway through it.
So I can see Adam there in the chat who says, "Hey all, I'm just moving all my stuff back into the shed again. Hope you are all celebrating Boris the Puppet being potentially replaced with another puppet." Adam, whilst we've got you here, you have the access to the meeting. It's in the. So once you've got set up, click in, come and join us. You might as well. You got nothing better to do, so come and join us. And we can have the whole team here. Spencer says it's the computer equivalent of 2 baked bean cans and a tight string.
Well, it wasn't at the time. At the time, it was the computer equivalent of cutting edge.
Well, look, Shalini's telling Adam to call in, but I do recall Shalini telling us on Sunday that if we did another phone in, she would phone. Do you recall that?
Yes, she did. She did. Say that.
I do. I recall that as well.
Had she been drinking at the time?
She quite possibly. Adam says he doesn't have a cam or an internet. This is via 3G at the moment. I'll try and get set up. Yeah, that's what you get yourself set up. Get yourself set up and then click. Oh, she says she's not calling in. We literally set this entire show up for her, and she's not calling in.
Shalini, you're such a disappointment. Is that because we have so many viewers now?
We don't really.
Sorry, sometimes I crack myself up.
We-
Somebody's got to laugh at my jokes.
Yeah, or we only have loads of viewers on one platform, and they still won't pay us.
Yeah.
just. It's. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, whilst we are waiting for somebody to pop the phone in,
as the
sharing,
case may be, we shall continue to talk about things that have happened.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander, you may have come to our live show this afternoon, where Alexander Boris DeFeffel Johnson.
We were rudely interrupted just at the tickly bit.
Oh my God! So yeah,
just as he was coming out, boom.
We've been streaming for about 45 minutes with absolutely no issues, and then literally 1.5 minutes before Boris Johnson takes the podium.
It all went, as they say.
My computer did its first ever blue screen of death. My first.
I can't believe that you've had that computer for over a year with Windows on it. Windows 11.
Over 2 years, John.
Over 2 years and it's now got Windows 11 on it, and you've never had a blue screen of death.
Never had a blue screen of death.
Well, it's not
until 1.5 minutes before Boris Johnson took the podium earlier on. If that's not some kind of troll of a divine intervention, I don't know what is. I'm still.
It wasn't the 5G that came down this time. It was the computer.
It was the computer itself. Blue screen operator. Blue screen of death. All came up. Never had it before on this laptop, and there we go. Bang! It just shut down. Before it blue screened, everything froze, and John was frozen sort of like this, all right? And I was going, John.
Yeah, I bet you were going, John's frozen, and I'm going, the fucking stream's down, Ben. You're dead to me, you bastard.
But unfortunately on brand YouTube, I don't think they got to see the second half, but there was a second half.
No, for some reason, when the stream goes down on brand YouTube, it says it's back up, but it never starts again.
It never restarts.
Yeah. Even when you refresh the page
interesting.
and press the play button and everything, it just never restarts, because it's happened twice now in BNT.
Yeah. Well,
but you know people, if in doubt, if a stream does go down, jump onto YouTube or Twitch or Twitter.
Yeah, and
you'll be able to continue to watch us.
Possibly, if the whole stream hasn't gone down.
Well, yeah, but if your particular platform of choice goes down, you can always try one of the others.
Yeah, except for Rumble right now. We're not live on Rumble tonight because I couldn't be asked to set it up.
Yeah, but YouTube goes to Rumble later anyway.
That's true, so you can watch this show back on Rumble. That's watching this show back on Rumble. So anyway, we did get back up, and we got back up, and we managed to what did we?
Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?
No, I've just lost my train of thought.
You certainly have, mate. I think you've gone into a siding. You want to back up? Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. I mean, this is yeah.
This is what happens. This is why you don't pay us.
Yeah.
Because we go off the rails on occasion. We've not even been drinking.
He comes.
Not even been drinking.
I wish I had been. So he comes out, right? He comes out.
Yeah, Boris comes out. Yeah.
And he gives an overhyped, smiley resignation speech.
And Carrie was splitting the trees with her grin as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, and there she was holding
Carrie doesn't live here
anymore. There she was holding the baby. And they were all happy.
Literally.
And he got like this weird fucking standing ovation from the crowd to the left after he finished his speech.
That's the staff, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and Jacob Rees-Mogg. The staff and Jacob Rees-Mogg. But
what's Jacob Rees-Mogg's position? Is he Chief of Staff or something?
Leader of the House of Commons.
Is he?
Yeah.
So he says he's not going to serve under another PM. What does that mean? Does that mean he's going to be the PM, or he's going to retire to the backbenches?
Probably retired to the backbenches. I think that many of them have had enough.
Do you think he wants to be the PM?
So
Rees-Mogg would be quite a smart. He's good. I like his witty riposts.
Let me say this. I don't think that any of the current crop of ministerial MPs of the last few months could possibly be party leader at this point. Now, I've been thinking about this all day, and obviously...
Well, who's this guy they're talking about? The bookie's favourite? What's his name? I've forgotten his name. What was it?
Come on, you can do it. Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace, is that it? Right, yeah. What about him? Who's he? I've never heard of him.
Well, this is why he could be a favourite, because let me think about this. Let's break this down. Let's talk about it logically, right?
Right, okay. Right, so
Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak, yeah?
Yes.
Obviously got designs on number 10, Sunak especially, and mostly because I don't think Sunak ever had designs on number 10. I think that it was the media were propped him up, didn't they? When he got the job as Chancellor, they were going all through the media. He's being groomed. He's prime ministerial. He's the next leader. It was the media hyping him up, and I think it went to his head. This is a man that is a billionaire, married to a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, builds a multi-million-pound leisure centre just a few months ago on his complex because he can, right? This guy doesn't need the prime ministerial job. He doesn't need any job, quite frankly, anymore. But I don't think he could possibly win party leader, and I don't think Javid could either, because they're not trustworthy. And the reason they're not trustworthy is because they did what they did. They were slippery, they were slimy, they colluded together, and they started a coup which within 18 hours of them doing so ousted a prime minister. And I don't think any of them in their right mind would find people that can do that worthy of their leadership.
Well, that would exclude also Gove and Nadeem.
Well, of course, Gove's excluded. Gove has had designs on number 10 since before I was born, right?
Yeah, I know.
He's never getting that job. He needs
Patel?
to... See, Patel has been unusually quiet throughout all of this.
Our girl in number 10?
Yes. Now, this is... She's been very quiet. Yeah. She didn't put in a letter of resignation. She was also not vocal in support, right?
No.
She stayed quiet. And this is interesting to me. Because
I thought Gove had stayed quiet as well, but obviously he was whispering in Boris's ear.
And then got the sack.
To get himself filed.
Yeah, and then got the sack.
Did you know that apparently, and it's unconfirmed by me, but I'm hearing that if you resign your post as a minister, you get 3 months' wages.
Yes, this is
in
true.
advance.
Yeah.
That's nice. Does Gove not get that because he was sacked?
Probably not, no. And that was probably Boris's last FU to Gove, because you know as well as I do that them two hate each other.
Although I did like they had the presence of mind to write to the bastard and reject Article 30.
Absolutely, that was brilliant last night. So for those that are uninitiated, Boris Johnson wrote a letter to Nicola Sturgeon and said, "No, you're not having another referendum. No,
Yes, I did like that.
You're not having one, Nicola. No,
no,
no." John.
Yes, Ben.
You're in Scotland.
Yes, I am.
You're not getting another referendum, John.
Woohoo!
You're not getting one.
Hey, it was touted as once in a generation.
It was.
Generation's still fucking here.
I mean,
and I'm sorry for swearing, but the generation's still here.
It
Once
is.
in a generation isn't like 14 years ago.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I think it was less than 14 years ago.
Yeah, so it was what? Was it 24? When was it? 24?
2014. It was 8 years ago.
Yeah, it was 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Generation is not 8 years. No, not in my book. Not unless you're a fruit fly.
So Obin1 over on YouTube says, "Cranky is no reflection or idea about the Scottish people." Well, John, you know that to be true.
I agree, 100%.
She's
She's lost it.
Well, I don't think she ever had it to lose, John.
Yeah. And it's quite disturbing in a really cringy way when you see the nationalists out walking in support of nationalism, because there's like 6 of them turn up, and this is in Glasgow, Scotland's biggest city. 6 of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've managed to get a grip on power.
Yes, I know.
So you have to reconcile those two things. Not many of them turn out to these things, but they go and fucking vote for them. Excuse my language.
I don't get me wrong. The amount of people that think she's brilliant and she's done a good job is unbelievable. Because...
So what you're saying is the amount of people that need to have a serious consideration about going to get a lobotomy.
We have a caller.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Oh, I'm concerned. Who is it?
I don't know. Hello, you're on live with John and Ben on Chasing Dissent After Dark. Who are you?
Good evening, John and Ben. Ben, you already know who this is. This is Dark Spy.
Ah! Wow.
Hello, sir. Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for giving me the chance to come on. John, I've been wanting to talk to you for ages. I feel like I know you already.
Indeed, I know. And we're still to go for that beer.
Yes, I will definitely look forward to that. Sorry, apologies, my voice probably sounds a bit croaky. As Ben knows, I'm just getting over the coup for a second time.
He is.
But thankfully, no hospitalizations this time round.
And how's the wife? Because the wife was in intensive care, wasn't she? On a ventilator.
Yeah, this time round, none of that sort of shenanigans. We've all been fine. We're all recovering quite well, and hopefully, early next week I can do a test and be clear to fly out to Germany in a couple of weeks on business.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic.
Do you still need to test to go to Germany?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Certainly not at the moment.
Okay.
But my boss, who I'm going out to see, is particularly sensitive to respiratory infections. Generally, he gets terrible.
To be fair, no, John, I'm going to stop you before you say anything, because his boss, for what him and his wife have been through, his boss has been nothing but brilliant to them.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but I would advocate the old Roman method of promotion through assassination. So I would just go.
So I'm quite happy in the position I'm in. I have no desire to move up the ranks. But the reason I thought I'd give you chaps a call is you reminded me of something that made me chuckle earlier on when you said you were talking about Carrie Johnson smiling, and I also saw that earlier on, and it reminded me of a character that was on TV when I was a child back in the last century. And I don't know if you guys will get this reference because it's quite obscure. I don't know if you want to bring up Google Images or something and just see what I mean. But the character it reminded me of was somebody called Mr. Nosybonk.
Right.
Now,
is this a safe for work search?
it should be, but I tell you what, search for it first, and then you guys decide whether to put it up on the screen.
Are you searching, Ben, or shall I?
You search.
I'll have a look and see if we can find this. Mr. Nosybonk.
I've just rejigged the way the screen looks, so hopefully it looks a bit better now.
Let's see if we can find Mr. Nosybonk.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
Yeah. Tell me, John, if you think there's a resemblance there.
Okay.
Oh my God! Jeez, is that real?
Yeah, this was a character on TV when I was a kid. It was quite scary as a kid, but yeah, the resemblance is striking.
Can you share your screen with us, John, for a minute?
Well, I tell you what, it's all YouTube videos, so what I'll do is I'll just share the screen and rather than try and open a...
Yeah, I was going to say, just share your screen with us quick.
Yeah. Chill. Wait till I find Mr. Nosybonk. Do you see him? Mr. Nosybonk.
Actually, no, cut.
Tom's already seen it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a couple there that are particularly disturbing. Like, can you see my mouse? No?
Yeah.
That one there and that one are very similar to a certain former leader of the party, because that's all that's been resigned here, isn't
That's
it?
terrifying.
Yeah, that is terrifying. And this was a kids' program.
Terrifying.
Was this real?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's real.
Remember this. I mean, what's he holding here? A knife? He is.
Yeah, I think so.
What's the story behind this guy? Is he some kind of serial killer or?
Do you know, I don't remember, other than the fact that he seemed to be very accident prone.
What, kind of Mr. Bean? Nosy Bonk will
Yeah,
eat your soul. Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
you can see why my warped mind made the link and made me chuckle.
I'm looking forward to going to bed tonight now.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Apologies for that. I'll jump off the phone so you can get somebody else to call in. I think I've done enough damage tonight.
Thank you, Dark.
No. Before I let you go, I want to ask you a question.
Share. Yeah, but great of him to share. Thanks.
I would like to know your general thoughts on the political situation of today.
Oh, well, there's a question I wasn't expecting.
Well, there's a question that's difficult for anyone.
Okay, let me rephrase the question.
Okay.
Do you find it funny, really fucking funny, or absolutely hilarious that he resigned today?
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I think a show or two ago I did predict that he wasn't going to last more than a fortnight.
Yep.
I didn't quite realise it was going to be quite this quick. But to answer your question, I would say actually I find it quite frightening because I don't know what's coming next.
See, this is what we think as well. But we have to live in the moment, because if we don't, we would be constant balls of wreck. Basically, we have to live in the moment. So Mr. Jungle Griffin says, "Meet the new boss, the same as the old boss." I honestly don't know if what's coming next could be worse. What we've had for the last 2.5 years, and obviously I have to be careful with my words, but what we've had for the last 2.5 years is not a functioning government. It's a group of people who have done nothing but destroy lives, destroy the economy, and destroy everything around us. And how can it get any worse, really?
Well, you're right, but it was as a direct result.
Oh, yeah. I know they can, but I'm an optimist, John. Can you tell?
Okay, yeah.
I always like to try and find the positive in things. All right?
Okay.
And yes, I agree with everything you've said. But if it wasn't for the last 2 years, if it wasn't for the government that was in control, employing a psychological nudge unit to put all kinds of propaganda about all kinds of things and induce fear through what can only be described as fear porn, if it wasn't for all of that, I wouldn't have sunk to that lonely place that I did, where I started searching for other people like you specifically, Ben, where I suddenly realized these guys are asking the same bloody questions that I am. You know, why are you only showing people who have expired within 28 days of a particular event?
Yeah.
You know, it just... Why is all this propaganda happening? And more importantly, why can't other people see it? And it was driving me mad, and I felt so isolated. So if it wasn't for that, I never would have found Chasing Dissent.
No.
So there you go. There's a little ray of positivity that came out of it.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a quick story before he gets off the line. The first time that we met, we were being followed, weren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
It was so weird. And then this guy kept stopping to take pictures of us. So weird. I turned around to Mr. Dark Spy, because he calls himself Dark Spy. I said, "Are you my handler?"
And did you get to the bottom of this stalker?
We never did we? It was really weird.
No, I have to say it was pretty professionally done. He sort of walked past, and we didn't sort of twig what he was doing until he was a little further away, because we were in an open public space, and he got far enough away from where we were chatting and then sort of turned as if he was playing with his phone.
Very
But we're
obviously
pretty
was
certain he
pointing it
wasn't.
at us.
Yeah, exactly. And then walked a little bit further round, and then did the same thing again. And yeah, it was. It could have been a coincidence, but the universe doesn't believe in coincidence.
No, I don't really believe in coincidence.
The universe doesn't.
Right.
But I suspect he probably wasn't there for me, Ben.
Maybe he was. I mean, you call yourself Dark Spy. Maybe you are a spy, but a good one. We'll never know.
Well, I'll tell you where that name came from. When I was a kid, I had a Commodore 64, and I'm sure, John, you remember those fondly as you do the Spectrum and all that sort of stuff. There was a game that I had on the Commodore 64 called Spy versus Spy, which is a game
from the Mad magazine. Yeah, from Mad magazine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I played that for hours and hours and hours with my brother, and he was always the light spy, and I was always the dark spy. And it just stuck.
Well,
so there you go. It's not nefarious at all.
Soararm says in the chat, "Oh, it was glorious, black v white."
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. When games were good and you didn't have to keep shilling out additional money for downloads and add-ons, you bought the game and you got to play it.
I was going to say, do you two remember a time? And I do remember this time. I'm old enough to remember this time. But when you bought a game and that was it, you got the game.
Yeah.
And that was it. Now a game is never finished, it would seem. You get half a game and then you have to pay more and more and more.
And when you buy a game, you have to download like the entire contents of the interwebs to make it work.
Despite the fact that you've got a disc still. So you'll buy the disc and then it'll go, you got to download. Why not just read the bloody disc and play the game?
Yeah, bring back Horace Goes Skiing, that's what I say. But no, remember, if you applied today's logic where you have to keep downloading new levels and skim packs and all that sort of stuff, if you had to do that back in the days of the Commodore 64, it would royally take the mickey. Because you'd put a cassette in, you'd wait probably 30 minutes to an hour for the game to load. Imagine if you then had to put another cassette in to load the next levels for another hour.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
I remember installing OS2 Warp on a PC, and it was on 21 floppy disks.
Yeah. I had a Star Wars game. I had a Star Wars TIE Fighter game that was on 5 floppy disks.
Yeah.
Didn't Windows NT 3.5 or 3.5.1 back in the day come on about 50 floppy disks?
No, it wasn't.
4.1 came on a lot of floppies.
It was a lot, yeah.
It wasn't as many. It was probably around about the 20 mark, same as OS2.
Soararm says Doom came on about 16 disks.
Anyway.
So.
Anyway, we shouldn't turn it into a computer show.
No, we don't want to, because we'll bore people.
No, I think people are finding it funny, quite frankly. Okay. I'm finding it funny.
Okay.
I'll just butt out and I'll let you take over the show, John. There you go. It's your show. Made you big.
Now, don't fall out, ladies. Come on.
He's in a half. Did you see the tantalising flash of knee from the young Ben there as he tosses his lion's mane of hair?
Well, I've gone all a quiver. What can I say?
Come back, you big poof.
No, right now I'm a disembodied voice in your head, John.
Are you?
Well, according to the people watching the show, I'm just a voice.
Diva Strop, it said. I think Adam's got you nailed, old bean. I keep sliding off to one side. Do you think I'm on a slant? Right. Anyway, thank you very much, Dark Spy. It's been great. Thank you for
it's a pleasure.
Hurry up and get
Thanks for having me on, chaps.
Yep, and we'll hear from you again. We'll hear from you again.
We will hear from him again, but he needs to hurry the hell up and get better.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
You take care, chaps.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was one caller. We had a caller.
Indeed, we had a caller. No, he did not say 16 floppy disks.
So, the Dutch farmers.
Yes, the Dutch farmers.
Their
The
protest
farmers.
is growing.
The
And it's
farmers of
spreading
Netherlands.
internationally, John.
Yeah, I know. I see there was some sort of coming together of the German and Dutch farmers at a roundabout on the border.
There was, yeah. So there's a roundabout on the Netherlands / Germany border. And the Dutch farmers and the German farmers came together to fill out the roundabout and just stopped. They just had it looks like they're having a grand old time.
Yep, jolly good.
That's the one thing I will say about this Dutch farmer protest. It does look like they're having a grand old time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but did the Canadian truckers not start the same way?
Yeah, but did you see the Did you see? Well, you did see because you sent me. It's something I'm going to report on for the next update. It's the
Beer me.
the beer me in Amsterdam. So there's a bar in Amsterdam that's just beering the hell out of these truckers, and I was thinking, could this be?
There's no additional charges in these phone lines. It's a normal cost.
Yep.
It's just a London number.
Just a London
So,
number.
If you've got a phone plan on your mobile, it won't cost you anything extra.
Nope. But could this be that the bar are actually aligned with the government? Now, hear me out here. Is it not illegal to drink drive in Holland?
Did you see any tractors?
Lots. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, lots.
Did you see anyone driving the tractors?
Well, no.
There you
But
go. There you
the
go.
second they do,
Case- Well, second they do, they're going to be surely they're going to have waited long enough that they won't be over the limit.
one would hope so. It depends how
Although,
well
with the
they
limit-
have been beered.
The limit is very low in Holland.
Yes, so once again, the live phone-in number 0203-7446-776, meeting ID 14825129994 #. If you would like to phone in and have a little bit of a chat or conversation, if you don't, that's fine, that's fair enough. I'm sure there's much we can waffle on about for the next half hour or so. But yeah, that's the phone number. Phone in. Oh, and if you would like to follow Militant Mushroom's example and become a patron, you can do so at patreon.com/chasing dissent, or indeed subscribestar.com/chasing dissent, from as little as £1 a month. And that just supports us not just in these shows, but also in everything else we're doing. We're trying to knock out at least 3 to 4 off-stream videos a day now between us. We're trying, and I think it's been going quite well this past week, and we're trying to expand to platforms. John, tell them where they can find us on Facebook.
Chasing Dissent.
Yep.
Official.
I don't know. You made it. You're controlling it.
Just
You're
give me a
doing
second.
it.
You put me on the
I've put you on the spot here, haven't I, John?
put me on the spot. I'm going to have to change screen and everything.
Oh my God, he's gonna have to
Shocking,
change
shocking.
screen and
No,
everything.
just look for Chasing Dissent. 2 words. Chasing Dissent.
Yes.
That's us on Facebook.
Obi-Wan says, how much does the phone-in cost, please? Well, it's same as calling.
It's just a regular number.
Regular
so it costs
number.
You what it costs you.
If you've got a contract, then it's just going to be your minutes. It's an
There's
O2 number.
There is no premium line here. We are not trying to horse you.
Nope, and we don't.
For,
and even if there were a premium line, we wouldn't get a bloody penny of it.
Yeah, but it's not a premium line.
No.
It's just a regular number.
It's just a regular number. Just a regular O2. It's whatever. Same as calling a landline. It's free if you've got minutes. It's that simple. Most people have minutes now because like pay and goes really don't exist all that much.
Tell me about the battle tank. The battle tractor. The battle tractor.
The
not
battle
tank.
tractor. Okay,
Yeah.
so they have started doing their tractors up, I guess, in the vein of Killdozer, right? Do you remember what Killdozer was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Killdozer, for those who don't know, was a man who basically lost everything because some people wanted to build a cement factory, and the county allowed the cement factory to go ahead. And so what he finally did was he fitted out his bulldozer with a giant concrete coffin, essentially, got in it, went on a rampage, and destroyed half of the town. Surprisingly, he didn't kill anyone, which is There was one casualty. It was him. It was
He
him.
got shot.
But he shot himself.
Oh, he shot himself.
Shot himself. But it looks like the tractors are starting to pay homage to the Killdozer, John. They are starting to build battle tanks, essentially, on their tractors. And like I said, this is getting... It looks like they're having a grand old time. It really does. If I had any money, or if people were willing to donate to a fundraiser, perhaps I would go there.
Yeah.
I would go there with the
too.
camera.
Me too.
But we can't afford to right now. So
No.
if we were able to afford to,
We would take the mobile studio.
we would take the mobile studio over to Holland and we would go and follow these protests for a few days. I think that would be a lot of fun. But if you want to see that, then
Drop us some ready. Chasing Dissent hits the road again.
Again. Farmer kill tractor, says Soram. Obin1 says he's going to call in then, so keep an eye on that.
I'm keeping an eye out. It comes up in quite insistent notification.
Well, that number 020374467776, meeting ID 14825129994, followed by the hash key. I know it's a convoluted and long way round to do things, but this is how we do things.
Listen, we're getting the use of this.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was going to say this Ring Central thing that we use
it's not cheap.
It's not cheap, and he pays for it for his gym anyway.
Yeah.
So we just sort of piggybacked off that, didn't we, John?
Yeah.
I think it works
so
very well.
We will use what we can use because
Exactly.
we can't afford to go out and do something off our own bat because we're not getting any real income.
No, we're not. We are actually relatively poor, aren't we, John?
Very poor, mate. Very poor.
Very, very poor indeed. But we will entertain you for as long as we damn well can. For as long as we can pay the electricity bills. Put it that way.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
I've had to. I told the guys last night. We've got one of them inflatable hot tubs. I got it for my birthday last year, and I can't afford to heat it, so it's running. It's cycling to keep the water clean and keep the chemicals in it. I can't afford to heat it.
So what temperature's it at?
Currently, it's at about 22 degrees.
Well, that's all. 22 is all right.
Well, it's still pretty cold, John.
Yeah, okay, it's not a hot tub, but it's is it not? Are you not having a heat wave down there?
Yeah, we're having a heat wave, and the plan is to just rip the lid off one of these days and just get in it.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, is that not a
good
bubbles
thing?
Yeah,
Nice.
Put the bubbles on.
Yeah, put the bubbles on. That's not going to cost anything, really.
No.
But no, we can't actually afford to heat the thing. So,
Yeah.
and that's why if you go into the supermarkets at the moment, they're all reduced
they're all
to clear.
Yeah, they're all slashed. Prices have been slashed.
They are trying to get rid of these hot tubs like no tomorrow. I went in Asda and I think it was like £175.
Yeah.
They had £1,000 one in Tesco's down to about 300 last time I checked. They're trying to get rid of these things, and nobody wants to buy them because nobody can afford the heater.
Well, they made the money last year when nobody could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And, well, apart from certain people like me who just went. But nobody could go anywhere, so hot tubs were commanding a premium.
Yeah, well, I think she paid about 300 for ours, so it wasn't terrible. But it was my birthday present, and it was meant to be sort of a therapy more than anything. But it didn't work. It didn't work because we can't heat it.
Yes, well, these things happen. Things happen.
It was a good birthday though. It was good. My birthday's coming up and around again. I'm gonna be that age, John.
What age would that be?
33. I'm gonna be that age.
Oh God.
Let's get the accusations out now, shall we?
33.
33.
Not to worry.
Not to worry. It could be. There we go. DW straight in the chat. Freemason. I mean, I can't control the age that I am, unfortunately.
Well, it depends. Unless you're Chinese.
What?
Well, if you're Chinese, you're counted as 1 year old when you're born because you've spent 9 months in the womb. So they basically just say you're one when you're born.
Oh.
So Chinese people are always a year younger than their actual age.
Shalini just said that I'm a pup. She's 33. Oh, fuck off! You're a pup.
Yeah, he is. It's quite annoying because I'm helping him build a media empire here, and he'll probably reap the benefit.
What benefit? What
Once
bloody
it's
benefit?
built, once it's built, you know, like in 10 years' time, you'll be reaping the benefit, and I'll be in some sort of care home, and you're going DNR, DNR.
Quick! I made him sign a contract that says it all goes over to me. DNR.
DNR. Don't fucking bring it back again. The bastard just won't die.
I mean, I didn't cut his brake lines when he went over the bridge. It wasn't me. It just happened. All right.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anything else going on in the news, John?
Well, let's have a look at the tweets on the interwebs.
Yeah, you go to the interwebs, John.
I'm going to the interwebs.
Go to the interwebs.
Right, so let me check my notifications first, see if there's anything interesting in there. Oh, it was a katana, not a samurai sword. Oh my god. Dutch farmers update: the protests are spreading. I think that's yours.
That's
on
me.
TikTok. Somebody's retweeted it. Yes, people seem to be agreeing it is time for a different system. This one is broken. And on that point, I'm doing a bit of research, and I may produce another one of my boring videos.
Your videos are great.
That tell you all about something that happened.
His videos are really good. They're well produced. They're well read and scripted. He put so much time and effort into them. So you people better go to youtube.com/chasing Dissent official and go watch his videos, like the science one with the buddy Christ, the one about Google Lambda. These are brilliant videos.
Yeah, but every time I put one up, something fucking major happens in the world that just eclipses my my videos.
Shalini says she likes your videos. Well, I like his videos too. I like his videos.
I'm an unfound talent, just waiting to be found.
Yeah, you're getting to grips with the editing and things like that, and you're really starting to enjoy that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting to grips with a different type of editing, but
yeah.
My news
needs to be quick and dirty.
Yeah, but my news videos are about 100 times better than they used to be. To be fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So one last party for Carrie. So people are saying Boris wants to hang on long enough to have a party for Checkers, a belated wedding bash at Checkers.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, he dropped the ball, didn't he, during his speech, because he said here at Checkers, and then went, oh no, at Downing Street.
So I can see people talking about Matt Hancock in the chat, right, John?
We have a caller.
Oh, we do.
Hello, you're live with John and Ben at Chasing Dissent. Who are you, please?
Hello, it's all been one.
It's all been one. Hello. How
are you doing?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
Yeah, rocking and rolling. You know, another day, another dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what can you do?
Are you from?
What a shower of shit going down in Parliament today, this week, eh?
Yeah.
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 They're taking the mickey, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are.
If they can have a vote of confidence and then 54 of them walk out today.
Well, exactly that. Well,
exactly.
59.
You know what
59.
I mean?
59, yeah.
Is it 59 of them, Mara?
59. Yeah.
I live in Cumbria, right? We've got turncoat MPs in Cumbria. Turncoat MPs.
I think we've got them everywhere, mate.
They've all took the £3,000 for the excess energy and all that kind of carry on.
Yep.
Their energy bills this year all got the pay rises. Not one of them stood up for anybody. It's a disgrace. An absolute disgrace, lads.
That is.
So the one thing that people need to learn about our MPs, and I think this is true for politicians pretty much globally as well, is that all of the stuff they tell you to get them elected is bullshit. It's all a lie. Yeah. They don't care about you. They don't care about your community. They care about them, what they can get, and how much power they can ultimately wield.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
It is.
What they're doing about the channel crossings, right? They're spending £1 billion to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
£1 billion quid to Ukraine, but we can't stop dinghy divers coming over channel.
Yep.
And we can find them 4-star hotels. I mean, what is going on in this country?
Well, There's a reason for that, though, isn't there? Because we signed that agreement with the WHO, and we shouldn't have.
Yeah,
It said we would
exactly,
take
mate.
refugees.
The next thing I'm worried about them signing us up to is this pandemic treaty.
I think that's
Yeah.
kind of dead in the
Devastating,
water,
but
though.
well-
At this point, I think it's dead in the water. I'm not sure, but I think it is because I think
No, South Africa knocked it back because
Yeah.
they have so many nations in it.
Yeah.
But it's been delayed. It's getting reviewed later on this year.
well, it's something to certainly keep an eye on. Then,
I know Brazil
Yeah,
knocked
you
it
need
back
to
as
keep an eye on
well.
that one.
yeah, absolutely. And no, I completely agree with you. I don't think that we should ever sign any sovereignty over to any unelected body.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not, especially an unelected body that is not based here in the UK. We shouldn't.
Well, no
Listen, we're
unelected
British,
body.
right? We're British.
Yeah.
We should keep that. I love the English-Scottish rivalry, the Wales,
Yeah.
the Irish. You know,
Yeah.
we're all together. We should stay like that. All that fucking independence crap that Cranky's coming out with, she's off her
She-
head.
Yeah.
She wants to get a new haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Tell you,
does.
she wants to get a new hairstylist.
But no, you're absolutely
No, you're
right.
right. There's nothing to argue with so far.
No, you're absolutely
No, well,
right.
I'm saying it as it is.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
hope,
I'll
I
tell you
hope, I
something,
hope
right?
we do. I
Yeah,
hope
we-
we
we-
do.
I'm going to tell you something about this COVID crack.
No, well,
No,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
It'll
on,
only
hold
take
on.
me a couple of minutes.
No, no,
I
no,
can't
no,
say that. I know
no.
I can't say that
We
word.
can't really go into it in
Because
any
of the
detail
platform we're on.
Because of the platform.
It's
Right,
unfortunate.
okay, then I won't say no about that.
We're really sorry,
We're-
but we're
we're
trying to
with you
keep.
on
No, it's fine. It's
We know where
fine.
you're coming from.
We
but
know where you're
want-
coming from.
We want to keep ourselves strike free.
I mean, some of the stuff.
I get where you're coming from, fellas, so I
Yeah.
won't say no more about that job
No,
then.
well, like I say, we are really sorry. It's just we are being sort of cowed by our own want to reach a bigger audience, really.
Yeah, and try
I,
and make some money.
I understand and I appreciate it, but it's a bit bad that you're getting throttled back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that you are.
Yeah,
Not
definitely
good.
is. I
Listen,
agree.
just so you know, on an upbeat note, I think your show's cracking.
Thank you.
I haven't
Thanks.
picked up on you lately. I watched Disabled Journo a couple of times when he was
Yep.
doing his surveys and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chasing Dissent, man, together, I think you're a good comedy duo. You're a bit like Morecambe and Wise.
Do you know what? That's what.
You know what I mean?
So
Keep it up. You're quite funny.
So over 2.5 years, we've come to this realization that if you just get angry with people and tell them that they're wrong and things like that, they're not going to engage. They're not even going to entertain what you're going to say. However, if we can entertain people, make them laugh, and make them think at the same time, then maybe they'll just open up to a little bit of a different perspective, and hopefully that could be a spark to make people think. And I think that over 2.5 years, everything that I've done, everything that John's done, everything we've done together, this is going to be the best way to get people to just think.
Yeah.
Critical thinking is what it's called, kid.
Yeah.
Critical
Yeah, absolutely.
thinking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know
And,
what I
and
mean?
you know what?
John,
Yeah.
go on.
If you would do us the favour of sharing this and telling people about us as much as possible,
Yeah.
within reason, we'd really appreciate
We
it.
would.
We're just trying to get a bigger audience.
We're just ultimately we're trying to, like I say, we've always said it, nobody has to believe a word we say, but enjoy the show, be entertained, and look at a different perspective, and that's all we want people to do.
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing a good job at that. Listen, if you'd like to speak to me on a platform where it's not on you, TubeU,
Yeah.
I've got some very, very first-hand experience about when the C-19 started. I was
Yeah.
working in hospitals
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
right
Well,
at the front end, and I could tell you some amazing things if you wanted to have a chat with me off this platform
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
time. You've
Yeah,
got
no,
my
that
number
would-
now. Just give us a bell
yep,
sometime.
that would be great.
Yeah, it would be great. Well, thank you very much for calling in.
I could inform you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Listen, you have a good night.
You too.
And remember, it's a jungle out there, so let's do it to them before they do it to us.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely. Thanks,
absolutely.
mate.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Have a lovely one. Bye.
And you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. That was excellent.
That was excellent. I quite enjoyed that.
Always good to get some validation for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And while we don't normally stroke our egos, do we, Ben? Not that much, do we? we do really appreciate getting positive feedback. And in fact, we appreciate any kind of feedback.
Yeah.
Unless you're just being mean.
So, Mr. Jungle Griffin says in the chat, he's tried screaming at people, he got nowhere with it. And do you know what?
Yeah.
We've tried the anger.
Yeah.
We've tried. You all saw what I used to do, right? You all saw what I used to do. I used to go around with my camera and trying to. I was so frustrated. I was so angry.
Yeah, I know.
And it just gets you nowhere, John.
It doesn't. I know, and people just put their backs up as soon as you start doing that. And,
Absolutely.
And it's like sometimes the easiest thing to do, or the best thing to do, is just to ask them questions.
Yeah, and that's what I started doing.
In a relatively mild mannered and in what might seem as an innocuous way, you know. Oh, and tell me more. You know, how busy is it in your hospital or whatever? You know.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
No, and like I said, with these shows, what I hope we do ultimately is entertain people, right?
Yeah.
But we're also covering current events, we're covering the news, we're giving a different perspective, and hopefully we are making people think. People don't have to agree with us, they don't have to believe everything they say, but they do have to sign up to us at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent. I mean, what?
Yeah. Anything you can spare, and only if you can spare it.
Only if you can spare it.
Will be gratefully appreciated.
If this time in sort of 6 months to 12 months we're actually generating an income from this, then we will be able to do things like we want to move into an actual studio, don't we, John? Where we're not ridiculously far apart when we're in the same studio.
Yeah.
We also want to start doing more things out on the ground. And I know I used to go to protests a lot and stream them, but health constraints and the fact that my scooter's broken down mean that I can't. So I haven't been able to do those things lately. I would like to start doing those things again, but once again, the finances are what are constraining me. And as people will know from the things that I've done before, ultimately all told, with fuel and everything included and parking and stuff like that, when I go and stream a protest in London, I'm paying £150 just for the day, and it's just not something that I can conceivably do as much anymore.
Okay.
So Souljar says apparently the 15th of July is big in UK and 25th 27 global events. I just don't think I can cover them, right? I just don't think I can.
Friday?
Well, I don't know, but I just don't know.
What is it, 15th of Thursday or Friday?
But you know what? I can be as effective from here.
Yeah.
We can be as effective from the studio, and hopefully, like I say, the audience grows, these things grow, and we can make people laugh. Before we start winding this up, we will open up the opportunity to phone in one more time. So the phone-in number is 0203 744 6776, meeting ID 14825129994. And I'm going to leave that. Invitation open for about 3 more minutes, and then we're going to think about winding this show up. As you have probably noticed, we have come to a decision that we are no longer trying to run the 2.5 to 3 hour shows, are we, John?
No, we're not, because it's just too long. It takes too much out of us as well, and we've got. I mean, we're not just coming together and doing this show on the hoof. No. I know it may seem like it at times, but each show does require quite a bit of preparation. I think we costed it out, and it takes me about 5 to 6 hours for each show before we start actually presenting it.
Yeah,
and obviously it takes Ben, it's a considerable amount of time as well. I can't remember your figure, but
it's probably about the same once you include everything, like building the thumbnails, setting out the streams, making sure I'm sort of on the same page as you. Yeah.
And then we're putting out additional videos, and we're doing breaking news things as well. Like, for instance, this is the first evening that I had that my dinner wasn't interrupted.
Yeah, no, and that's good. That's good. What did you have for dinner, John?
I had 3 pieces of chicken.
Ooh, did your wife get you the thighs?
She bought chicken thighs and made chicken thighs for me, and I had 3 of it. She gave me 6, but I could only eat 3, so that's me full.
Well, we treated ourselves to a Chinese. We could just about stretch the budget because the local Chineses do like a 5 dishes for £15 or something an offer. We stretched ourselves to that, and I had about 5 bites of it, and then I was like, I'm full up, and so it wasn't great. I'm not
Bet
gonna
you
lie.
could eat another one right now, though.
No, I'm not hungry.
Okay.
Shalini says she likes chicken thighs, and do you know what? So do I. Yesterday, actually, I had cold, sliced, butter-basted turkey breast from the Morrison's Deli, and I must admit, it was rather tasty, John.
Yeah, okay.
So Shalini says no veg. I haven't eaten a vegetable bar a potato in 20 years, Shalini.
No, I've turned the carb switch down because I've not been losing a lot of weight, Shalini. So I'm going carnivore at the moment.
Yeah, well, I like I say, I haven't eaten a vegetable in 20 years, John.
Yeah, and I've done carnivore before, and it works really well.
It's not an exaggeration either. I have not eaten a vegetable in 20 years. I don't eat them.
So I've seen you close up. I can believe it.
Yeah.
So Boris. So who's Joy Morrissey MP?
No idea.
Right. So she says Boris is Prime Minister until. Oh, see, I hate this. I hate this the way they use this name.
Right.
For us, you know, the plebs. But,
Yeah.
You know, between, I bet they don't call him Boris. I bet it's our
His
false
name's
friend.
Alexander, and they call him
Call him
Alexander to his face.
yeah. So Boris is Prime Minister until autumn, with polls showing 93% of party members wanted him to stay as leader.
I don't think that's true.
If that was true, then why would he even consider resigning? Because it's not the public that's calling for him to resign. Well, the public isn't.
It's the media, really.
It's the media, really, and these opportunistic politicians in his own party that are calling for him to resign. So if he's got 93% of the party, why would he even consider resigning?
I don't know. He clearly doesn't have 93% of the party.
Unless he's delaying and then going, well, actually, I've changed my mind. I'm not going after all, because I don't think there's any way of forcing him out.
Well, no, but if he has submitted a formal resignation, then maybe there is.
Well, yeah, but he's only resigned as leader of the party.
Yeah, but
not as PM.
Leader of the party is essentially automatically PM.
But he's the PM.
He is.
Yeah. So
just a few days ago, he was banging on about how he's definitely going to win a 3rd term.
Well,
what do you think, John?
You know what? I don't like the man, right?
But the country love him.
The country love him, and if anyone was going to do it, it probably would have been him.
Well, exactly, right. Listen, the country love him, and that is a true statement, because the country also love to hate him, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine, so they've
got... The country are very, very... I think anyone with any kind of sense is very wary about any potential replacements here.
Well, yeah, but...
Especially the Chancellor.
Let me ask you a question, though. And this is a genuine question. After the last 2.5 years, do you actually think that many people have much sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been browbeaten into insensibility.
Yeah, and, I think so, and you
just
know,
towing the propaganda line.
For some people, it's definitely not their fault, and we have to recognise that, right? They have been browbeaten, shamed, scared, brainwashed, and that is the reality of the situation. That's the reality of the last 2.5 years, and to deny that is to deny reality, and I don't know if there's any way back from that mindset. And the reason I say that is the government, and I say that as an overarching entity, it doesn't matter who's in power, the government, the Commons, even the Labour Party, right, have seen how well the brainwashing can work on a mass scale. And do you think that they're just going to let that go? Or do you think that idea is going in the pocket for future use? You're a group of people that want power. That's what these 650 MPs are.
Oh yeah, every one of them wants power. I mean, they wouldn't be there if they didn't want power. This is why, if you actively seek office, you should be barred from holding it.
I agree. But you're actively seeking power constantly, yeah?
Yeah.
And you know that there is a technique that can be used that will put 90% of the public into a state of mass compliance.
Yeah.
You're not letting that go. You're not.
I know.
And I think with that, I'm gonna declare the phone line closed. Do you think, John?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've given it a good crack.
I think an hour and a quarter is a good amount of time, and we will be back here for Chasing Dissent live on Sunday night.
I don't think. Well, yeah, okay. Dark Spies asked the question in the
Go on, then.
the chat, and I don't think the Queen's capable of having a quiet word.
Oh, see, I think she is capable of having a quiet word, but I don't know if those words would be coherent.
Yeah. I think the Queen is doped to the eyeballs.
I think so too, and I don't.
And I'm not wishing any harm on her.
Nope.
But I think she's getting near end of life.
I agree. She's having too many incidents, but you know, incidents. Our Twitter handles are above us, Soldier. So there are Twitter handles above our heads. Oh, he's asking Obi-Wan. I thought he was asking us.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
M. Price says, a word with who? Boris.
Well, Boris.
A quiet word with him to go, Boris, Alexander, maybe it is time for you to fuck off. Yes. Maybe it is time for you to fuck off.
I was that. I'm going to visit the BNT chat for one last time this evening, and I'm going to say Bobby55 has said that, interestingly, an anagram of Boris Johnson is straw-haired, bumbling, bus-lying buffoon. While I applaud your sentiment, I think you may not have grasped the word anagram's meaning correctly, but I still give it to you, sir, in spades.
And on that note, John, close the show.
Thank you, one and all, for attending this After Dark with Chasing Dissent, where we sometimes delve into the dark and mysterious mysteries of the world, where we interview guests that deign to grace us with their presence.
Oh, when's your next down the rabbit hole?
Well, when Ed comes back from Holland, and then you freaking thanks, you did it to me now, so we're quits.
Yeah.
I was right in the middle of a lovely outro, and you just fucking destroyed it.
Well, continue.
Bastard.
Continue.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from me.
That wasn't very professional, was it, John?
No, it wasn't, Ben. Please don't do it again.
Good night.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me. And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children.
Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system. You forgot Uranus. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.